Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today I am getting ready with my tippy top high-end makeup favorites. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave, or if you are new to this series, every other week I do a top 5 video. This week's top 5 was all about the high-end makeup products that are my tippy top 5 products. If you missed that video, I'll have it linked below and in the cards for you, as well as my Shop My Stash video, which a lot of these products happen to be. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready. This is the completed look, no spoilers. I hope you'll enjoy seeing how I created this look and using my tippy top 5 makeup products that are high-end. All right, party people, let's get into this. So for my high-end foundation, the one that is currently my favorite, as well as a correct shade match, that's the trick, is the Clinique Even Better Makeup, and I have mine in the shade WN16. This was actually the diamond gift, one of the diamond gifts you could choose. So this is what I picked. I like it so far. It takes a very little bit for me and the coverage that I like. The other thing is, not to pat myself on the back, but it's a damn good shade match for me right now, and I think it will carry me a little bit into spring at least. I always wear sunscreen, but there's always that natural sort of deepening of the skin. It just happens, whether it's, you know, a breakdown of your sunscreen over the day or what have you. But, you know, that's why I said I have other high-end foundations that I really love, but this is the one that's a current shade match for me, as well as a favorite. Forgot to tell you, the primer that I used is the Hello Fab Coconut Smoothie Primer Shenanigan Moisturizer. I'll put a picture up for you, but that's in my Shop My Stash, and I don't want you to see the progress on it because I'm excited. It's a good thing. But also I forgot it in my bathroom. But it's a nice glowy primer, and I think it works really beautifully with this foundation as well. Full concealer, I pulled out my BareMinerals BareSkin full coverage, no, complete coverage serum concealer. Definitely a favorite. This was discovered in 2019. It was a favorite from Emily Noel here on YouTube, and she's never recommended a thing to me that I didn't like, so I do really like this concealer. It is the most hydrating under eye concealer that I've ever tried, and that's exactly what I've been searching for. This may very well be a repurchase for me. I did get it on 21 Days of Beauty last year, so it was half off, like $12 or something like that, which was really nice. For powder, this was one that was a little bit more tricky, just because I think some of us, and just in general in the stores, can be a little like borderline in terms of what's high-end, what's luxury, what's affordable or drugstore. This is definitely somewhere in between high-end and luxury maybe, but anywho, the powder that I'm using, and it's in my Shop My Stash this month, is the Lorac Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This is the mini, and let me tell you, there's plenty of product in here. I can't imagine having the full size. I mean, but I, you know, to be fair, I'm not a big powderer. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and press that just right under the eyes. I would normally do this with my number 7 pressed powder, but this is what we're doing today. Going in with my Sonia Kashuk beautiful powder brush, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of the face with this. And I do really like this powder. I honestly don't know if I will repurchase it, because I do feel like I like the Hourglass Veil translucent powder quite a bit better, so may not repurchase this one. We'll just have to see once I've finished them both up which one I will repurchase. Now this may surprise you that I'm going to go in with a cream bronzer on top of my powder, but I found that the Milk Makeup matte bronzer stick, this is in the shade Baked, works just fine over powder. Absolutely no issue at all, especially when I apply it directly from the container with a duo fiber brush and buff it into the skin. So that's what I'm going to do today. I just take some off of the stick like so and apply it in all the places that I would normally bronze. I love this stick because you can absolutely keep it very light and diffused, but you can also really build it up. So I think this is a product, whereas a lot of bronzers, they're more suited for my skin in certain seasons. I feel like this one just runs the gamut in terms of when I can use it. So that's always a good thing. You're gonna get your money's worth. As many people have already spoken on, there is a ton of product in here in this stick. So, I mean, it's a good chance it's going to go bad before you use it all, unless it's like the only bronzer that you use day in and day out, and you know that that's not me. Or if you don't, that's not me. So, I do really like this. I think the hype is real on this one, and as I said in my top 5 video, the thing I really love about this is that it does set down completely. This is one that I actually feel like I'll be able to use in the warmer months, and you know, it's not going to melt off my face. Like with a powder bronzer, to be honest, like the first sign of sweat it just, you know, there's practically track marks through the powder bronzer because, you know, water and powder, it's gonna happen. But not with this one. So if you guys are looking for something like this, I do recommend this one. Alright, at this point I'm going to do my brows real quick. I'm going to pop off of here, use my NYX micro brow pencil, and I'll be right back. Alright, I really need to have my brow maintenance by somebody who knows what the heck they're doing, which isn't me. For highlighter, again, from Laura Mercier, I have the Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade 01 Highlight. This is in my Project Pan, unofficially, my unofficial Project Pan this year. And I've been loving to put on my highlight before my blush lately. I definitely think that's kind of the thing right now, but I also just like the way it looks. I think it looks more natural, as natural as highlight can look, to put it on under the blush and then, you know, have the blush kind of be the topper of the bronzer and the highlight, if that makes sense. But obviously it doesn't matter which way you do it. It just matters what you like. This is definitely my favorite highlight in my collection right now. But there are a lot of close seconds, if I'm being honest. For blush, I am going to go into, of course, one of the Clinique Cheek Pop blushes. This is Fig Pop right here, and I just felt like it was going to be the best one, sort of for what I anticipate my look will look like today. And it is my favorite so far of the ones that I have. It's a beautiful terracotta color. And I love the luminosity of these blushes. There's no sparkle to them or anything of the like. It's not even what I would call glowy, but it is luminous, and I just love the look of these. They really do melt into the skin and, you know, become one with your skin to look as natural as a terracotta blush can look. Do you guys have any of these cheek pops? If you do, what do you have, or what's your favorite cheek pop? The one I could still see myself picking up at some point, maybe, yeah, probably just the one, to be honest, but is Nude Pop. I have very few, if any, true nude blushes, and I'd really like to have one, to be honest. Just something that's super neutral for the days when I want that. So love it. I have very full cheeks, so I tend to, you know, do a big area there for my blush, and I love it, and that's the way it is. All right, so the palette I decided to go into today is Lorac. First of all, I didn't choose Persona because you have 7 looks with both palettes coming at you very soon. But of all my Lorac palettes, this is the one I've used the least because it's the newest. And so I just felt like I wanted to go into this palette today. I'm craving sort of a cool tone look. You saw my blue sweater before I took it off. So for my transition shade, I'm going to go into this very cool tone, taupey, khaki color called Oat, which is definitely like the perfect name. Going in with my Morphe M504. Just a scratchy, fluffy brush. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I do really like the way it applies eyeshadow, so that's what we're gonna have to do. I really hope they continue to make these Mega Pros. I think it's been a couple years though since they made this one, so that leads me to believe that maybe they aren't going to make them anymore. I really hope they do. And I know I'm not the only one. Even people who aren't big fans of even people who aren't big fans of bigger palettes, I know really like these Lorac Mega Pros. Just the way they're set up, in case you're not aware, you have the top 2 rows are always matte and the bottom 2 are always like shimmer, satin, metallic, any variety of shiny finish. And I really like that, as well as it's always a light to dark gradient. So I do think in terms of a larger palette, it is very user friendly for beginners. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Misty Mauve. I don't see anything mauve about it personally, but I'm going to first go in with my finger. It does have a little bit of micro glitter in it, which is interesting. We'll see if it sticks or anything. But I'm just going to put this on the outer half of the lid, and then I'm going to take a small blending brush and blend it in my crease a little bit. Tiny bit of glitter fallout. No, do not do that. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Maybe there's like the slightest touch of mauve to this. You'd have to really look at it though, I think. Alright, before we go in and blend that out, I'm going to take a little smudger brush and just run the same shade, Misty Mauve, on the lower lash line. Okay, to go ahead and blend out that crease shade, I'm going to use this Duo Fiber brush from Luxie. I really like this for this purpose, or like when I do one shadow or cream shadow looks, I like this Duo Fiber smaller blending brush. Just feel like I have a lot more control, and it diffuses it just beautifully in a way that not all fluffy blending type brushes will do. So, and I also feel like it doesn't take away from what's on the lid, which is definitely what's desired. And then going back into that original shade Oat with the original brush, just want to make sure we have no harsh edges. I just find that this step really helps, especially while using like a shimmer or satin in the crease. And this is definitely more of a satin than anything. A lot of the Lorac shadows are, but their metallics definitely pack a punch. It's just the more satiny ones don't. Alright, so the shade I really wanted to use on my lid is this one right here, which is called Pearl Slate. It's very taupey color. I love me a good taupe. I don't know what I could say. And this is going to go on the inner half of the lid. Hopefully you can see how smooth these shadows are. Absolutely stunning. And as always, I like to bring whatever highlighting shade I'm using on the lid up into the transition. I just think that's pretty and it just works nicely. And then I'm going to go in with that smudgy brush again in the shade Pearl Slate and sort of run this on the inner 2/3 of the lower lash line. For the inner corner, I'm going to go into this shade Unicorn right here. It looks kind of lavender in the pan, and we'll see how it looks on the inner corner, but it really is more of a pink and blue reflect that's causing it to look purple or lavender. But if it turns out to be lavender, that'll be pretty too. I just kind of looking for that blue pop because of my sweater. Oh yeah. Can we see that? Let's build it up. I just think it's so cool that Lorac has a duochrome in here. I don't think I have any duochromes in any of my other Lorac palettes. And it's kind of, you know, it's trendy, which Lorac is not always. So I think that's cool. Hopefully you can see that. If not, maybe you'll be able to see it better in the close-up pictures at the end, because I do always take pictures of my looks in natural lighting for you guys. You could see how it would look if we were actually in person with each other, hanging out, putting on makeup. I've been thinking about maybe going live on my channel. I think you can before your 1,000 subscribers. I would like to do that, but let me know if you guys would want to, or if you have any days that you think are best for lives. I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Pink Peony, and just pop that under my brow arch. I need a serious maintenance situation. Okay, I'm going to pop into this white shade called Cotton. It's a tad bit blue toned. I'm going to just add that on top of the duochrome. Hopefully brighten it up a little bit. Yeah. So let me know, what kind of a live would you want? If I did do one and you want to like hang out and get ready with me, or just chat, or I could do my new makeup releases every other week as a live, and we could chat live about new makeup releases. That might be fun. Let me know what you think. The only high-end eyeliners that I have are black, and I don't wear black eyeliner that much. I feel like I want to do brown. Is that cheating? I don't think so. I'm just going to go in with my Wet n Wild Color Icon Kohl eyeliner in the shade Simmer Brown now. I really like this. This was a recommendation from MandyLea, and I will link her down below. She loves, loves, loves this eyeliner, and I can see why. It's very foolproof. So, eyeliner is did. I'm going to speed through mascara, but I'm going to be using the Milk Kush mascara today. This is definitely a favorite. This is the second trial size that I have. This came in my birthday gift from Sephora this year. It was a really nice set with this, a sample of the Hydro Grip Primer, and a mini of one of their blushes, which is actually really pretty. So here we go. This is my kind of mascara. Great. Right out of the tube. Lots of definition and separation. Loves it. Did a terrible job at curling my eyelashes though. Definitely a very natural mascara, which I am not opposed to, but man, the Drugstore has been killing it for me lately. I love the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. This is the new CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored mascara, which is also really great. And I finally tried Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, and I do like that one, but it is true that it dries out really fast. So when people say that, they're telling the truth. Alright, time to let the hair down a little bit. It's still air drying, but at this point I want to allow what's up here to dry. So if I look a little crazy, that's why. So for lips, in my top 5 video, we talked about the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Crayons, lip pencils. And this is in the shade Dance Fever. This is kind of my cool tone brownie moment from my collection of the NARS. I think I'm gonna go in with ColourPop BFF2. It's, you know, it's a brownie nude, about mid-tone, which is about what this is. This is not high-end, but what are you gonna do? Ta-da! Looks like it's in the 90s, baby. Again, this is Dance Fever from NARS. Okay, I'm gonna pop off of here, put on some jewelry, maybe find a gloss for us to apply. This is feeling slash, not feeling, but looking a little dry, and I want to not have it look dry. So do something with your hair, all that jazz, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. All right, we're back and better than ever, allegedly. Pulled out one of my favorite cool tone glosses. This is Buxom Sugar from their Full On Lip Polish line. I just want a little shine. I'm feeling a little flat. Not sure why. It's funny though, after I put my blue sweater back on, I definitely feel like this inner corner situation looks more blue. So that's not a bad thing. Ta-da! Much better. Much better. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 high-end product plus more of my high-end favorites. Get ready with me. I love doing videos like this. I hope you find the get ready with me's and my like random rambles entertaining in some way, or at the very least helpful. Maybe. But with all of that said, thank you so much for watching today. If you did miss my top 5 high-end products video, I will have that link below and in the cards, as well as my Shop My Stash video that I referenced several times. And if you're new here, I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave. If you liked this video while you were watching, you could hit that thumbs up because it really helps me out here in BeauTube land. And with all of that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.